Alright, so welcome back. Just to do a quick recap. Uh, Actually, it's so if you're new to here, we're trying to create a bit.ly clone. So if you ever used bit.ly before, it's like a URL shortener. Basically, can copy like a super long URL such as a Google Doc URL. Generally, they're pretty long, and then shorten them to a really small string, like usually 7-digit. Alright, so just to do a quick recap, what we did in last video is to create a register, login, and logout function for our bit.ly clone. But to be honest, that's not our main purpose for our web app. The main purpose for our web app, by the way, if you heard me to say app, I'm referring to web app, which is website, just to not be confused there, is to able to shorten the URL. So how can we do that? Well, let's get started. So, let's just do a quick recap. Okay. Alright, so now I can see our first 87 line of code is not really that useful in some sense. Let me go ahead. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't ignore that, but okay, either way. So, first is we will start with a form, just like we did for our register route. And then later we will go through the pseudocode we need. So let's go in our template. Let's create a new template. Let's call it URL. Actually, we'll use index.html for this. So, by the way, for your index.html, if you still add login required decorator, please remove that. And then we will say is we'll create a basic form. For me, since I won't be lazy here, I'm just gonna call. Whoops. Command C, Command V. There we go. Indent this. Okay. So then what we'll do is we'll say URL. Alright, I'm just gonna change the name to URL, but you should change everything else. And then here you're gonna say put the URL that you want to shorten. Yep, here. Alright. Okay, so now I'm pretty sure Project is still running in the background. You know what? We will try a new thing today. So we will say here if name equals main, then we'll say app.run host 0.0.0.0 port equals, yeah, it's gonna be a string. So you customize, there's a just say administrator 4, pretty sure no one use that, debug equals true. Alright, now if you run python 3 app.py, alright, so it should work. And now if you open that, whoops, not here. Allow. I'm just gonna open the window here. 0. I hope no route after using this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So now as you can see, by default it's a page like this to put the URL that you want to shorten here. But now what? Well, now what we need to do is actually to see how to process the route. So first off, we will see like an example of bit.ly work. So suppose I got this YouTube video. I don't know why I got that, just like Google's autocomplete. So I'm gonna go bit.ly and I'm gonna create a new link. Oops, sorry if you hear sound. I just dropped my phone accidentally. And now you can see it automatically gives me a 7 automatically generated string. So this is what we will do first. So generate random string, and then in next we will see how to like use able to change it. Because I want to keep the video short, unlike like the first, like it takes 45 minutes, take forever to upload to YouTube. So in templates here, let's see. Okay, so now we're gonna go to helpers.py, and in here what we'll do is we'll create a new function, and we'll import a default module called import random. Random is a default module. If you follow my Python tutorial, you'll see I use this. Yeah, don't worry about that. You can see I use random module for quite a little bit of time, and then we're also going to import string, which is another built-in module. I should put them at the top. That's probably for the pep guide. I think nobody really cares, but just put them here. So create a function called random stir. Take in number. Let's call this digit. We'll say 7. So by default. And then what we'll do is we will using for loop that's going to loop through no matter how many digits it is. So we will say for I in range of digit. By the way, if you don't know the optional argument like I use here, you can check out my tutorial on digit. On optional function in Python, and I do have a Python tutorial there. Although I teach pretty slowly here, so you should be able to follow up with me. But it's good if you watch that first. So go create a string called chars just to store some random string. And now in here we will say, okay, for no matter how many times in here, what I will do is I will add a new random character here. So what are the possible random character? Well, they can be like English. So they have to be English like syntax, because like every computer should support English like character. So we will just support, which is also known as ASCII. So this stands for American Standard Character, blah blah blah. I don't know what's the double I stand for, but it stands for American Standard Character. And then that's what we use string for. So we will use random.choice. So chars plus equal to random.choice. So this is just like a random number from a sequence. And now we will say string.ASCII letters, which go and get all the possible ASCII letter, which include all uppercase letter and all lowercase letter. And we're also going to include string.digits, which is like 0 through 9. That's all the possibility. And then after that, we'll just return char. So this basically generates some random string. And in app.py here. Okay. So now what we'll do is, since I import everything, I do need to explicitly import it. And now I'm going to make a little bit modification to our database. So to open up a database, I'm just going to open the database. Using this. So we're going to open that in our DB browser for SQLite. And now what we can do is we're going to execute SQL. So you're going to create a new table called URLs. That'll have URL ID. So this is integer. Not going to forget that. Again, primary key, auto increment. And then we also have our original URL. So this is like the URL that we should redirect to after user visits it. and then we will say autocode equals text. So this is like a code that's automatically generated, and it's valid in database. We'll explain what it means valid later, but it's basically similar to URL ID, which this can use to identify individual. But this is not the code we actually use. We're actually going to use this code. So let me go ahead and run this. So this is a code that user will be able to visit. And yeah. So this is a code that user will be able to visit and then redirect to this original URL. We're probably going to keep track of some analytic. And that's will be it actually for here. And now what we're going to do is we'll take a look at pseudocode to shorten the URL. So we'll have 5-step overall. So first we will check whether the form is valid, just like when we're handling register and login. If valid, we're going to proceed, else we're going to return an error. Second, we're going to generate a random string as the code. 3 is if the while the auto-generated code is already in the database, we're going to keep generating the code until it's not in the database anymore. First, we're going to add this row to the database, and 5 going to return confirm.html, which is going to allow user to customize it, but that will be for the later tutorial, for next tutorial. All right. So first off, say method equals get and post, and then help. Let me take a look at the index method post. So it's just gonna do the index function. And now what I will say, let's say if request dot method equals post. Leave it here. Otherwise, say this. Alright, if request dot method is post, then what we'll do is see if we could get the URL. Actually, no, we see is so we check the form is valid or not. So recall this is how we check the form is valid or not. So we say please fill out all required fields. Whoops, I just made a huge mistake because did I not right change? Yeah, there we go. And threads. Alright, and then I'm gonna option D, which is self-wrap it. Okay. By the way, for now, I actually find some sort of a job, quote unquote. So I'm probably not gonna be that active on YouTube for quite a while, but still gonna try to keep out, see if I can publish a new video every day, but maybe not able to publish a new blog every day. That's why I have some core challenge published, because I don't need to prepare for them. I can hear. So I'm not live coding, by the way. I do have a script, but since I'm not rich, so I don't have a second monitor. So I use my phone. So I use blog like as my prototyping tool, and I take a picture of the blog and I put them here. Alright, anyway, back to our plan. So now we finished our okay, just a sec. I need to do some Discord configuration. Alright, there we go. So now it should work. Now second, what we're going to do is we're going to generate a random string as a code. That's the second step in our pseudocode. Okay, interesting. And now what we're going to say is autocode, just a variable name, equals random string. Alright, by default you can see it's digit equals 7, so you don't need to provide any value for that. And now I'm going to move to step number 3, which checks whether the code is thus indeed already in the database, which means not valid because we don't want to conflict with other database, with other information row in the database. So we'll go ahead fetch, see if we can find it. So select star from URLs where autocode equals autocode or code autocode, and our autocode, our placeholder, we're just going to be autocode. By the way, if you don't use my syntax, I covered it in my basic SQL tutorial with Flask. Not really in depth, but some basic features, but some basic syntax and commands that you can do using SQL. And then we're gonna say .fetch all, so it gives us list. All right, now what we'll do is we'll see if the length is 0. So while length of code is not 0, I will say autocode equals random stir. So I'll do some copy paste. We will refactor later here. So this basically checks, first it checks the form valid, then next generate random string, see if the code is valid within our database. And then finally, we're gonna add it to our database. So you're gonna see that execute, insert into URLs. So original URL, yeah. Autocode code. The value is going to be URL, so original URL, code, and code. And our URL going to be okay, why are you using equal sign? Request.form.get URL. Our code just going to equal to autocode. Alright. So I had that. And now make sure you don't forget to commit it. And now what we'll do is we'll return a confirm confirm.html. Actually, let's just return a success.html for now. We will worry about like how to customize users information in next tutorial. But for now, I just want to get a bootstrap template. Oh, let me get alert. Simple alert. You know what? This should work. And then we're gonna create a new template. Let's call this success.html. Okay. Extends layout.html. Block title. And block success. Block main. And block. And div here. Here, this as well. And now we're gonna say, great. Now you can visit your we will say base URL. Do we have a base URL? Yeah. Yeah, we'll also create redirect. So base URL is a constant. That's why we'll use all cap. And then for here is http ://. Make sure you're using http. So 0.0.01234 / and this is our base URL. And now once it's success, we'll pass the base URL to the Jinja template and also the code. Autocode, auto plus code, autocode. And now I'm gonna say great, now I can visit at so base URL, and should go directly. Then we can say auto code. Alright, great. So now let's go try our stuff out. Whoops, probably accidentally killed it. Alright, let's try to see, does it work? Actually, before we try this, we will implement another route. So we'll say /URL here. So by default, so when user visits /URL, we will try to redirect them. So we'll say at app.route /URL. So we will say redirect. And then we will use the placeholder in our route syntax. You can also check out string code. Alright, I will say c.execute select original URL from URLs where code equals code. And our code, surprisingly, is code. Alright. And then we will make sure it's fetch all. Result. For result. Equals 0. It's not 0. It's not 1, I'm going to say. Return. Can't find your code. You know what? I'm just going to say 44. Not found. We'll learn better way to provide 44 page. Just we refactor. So we'll have like a 2 or 3 video that just work on refactor of the code, make it more make UI UX better, but not that well. Maybe like 1 or 2 video on that. So we'd like to talk about other trivia for Flask, and then we will say return redirect. So indeed, you can redirect to a whole URL, either it's external. So it's result 0, 0. And now, let's refresh it. Whoops, yep. Terminal. Alright, let's see here. Let's run it. Alright, there we go. Start it. Let's go ahead and wait a sec as it get reloaded. Alright. So we'll put our URL here. Let me just put I don't even know what the YouTube video it is. YouTube missing that. Okay, so now it's not email address. Our first bug in this video, I guess. Maybe not. Modify index. It's not email anymore. Let's type as URL, which we're going to make sure you have a proper URL here. I don't even know what's URL here, but let's click submit. Okay, now I can go to here. So let me just try, see if it's worked. Alright, it does work. It does redirect me to that YouTube page. Since I don't know what content it is, I don't really want to show it to y'all. But yeah, so that's actually about it for this tutorial. Just to do a quick recap, we kind of had a feature that's bit.ly provide, which is like you can now it give you a short URL. This URL is much shorter compared to other URL. Compared to like the original YouTube URL. But next we'll learn how to customize your URL here. Alright, so again, thanks for watching. And yeah, I will see you next tutorial. And make sure please like and subscribe. Other YouTuber says. Alright, thanks for watching again. Have a nice day.